Attention, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with you all again. It's a pleasure to be here with Michael, with Ganayan, with Johan, with Enongeni. I hope my pronunciation is good enough. André Sa, with Catherine, with Cialar, with Buna, with Tando, Leonard. Thank you so very much. On a scale from 0 to 10, how is my audio, please? Mainly my audio. Please. Okay, so today we have what we call wonderful. Yeah, 10. I see a lot of 10s. Amazing. So we have what we call project management for white belts. So the very first thing I need to say is this is exclusive for white belts, okay? So if you are not a certified white belt, unfortunately this event is not for you, okay? Then you can join us on a next white belt wave, okay? So type here for me if you are at least a white belt. Type here, I am WB. I am a certified white belt. Type here for me, yeah? So I can have a sense. And let me go straight to the point. What's our main objective here? White belt is extremely important for you to check if you like Lean Six Sigma or not, okay? Extremely important. That's the main function, the main objective, okay? So after you identify that you like Lean Six Sigma, what is the next point? Yeah, the next point is definitely to run projects. So your very next step is to run projects, okay? The very best way to do that is to become a certified green belt, okay? This is the best way, the best next step, okay? But yes, I would like here to give to you few elements, okay, of what is this next step, okay? So how can you run a real Lean Six Sigma project? So what will I be doing here with you today? My main objective is to inspire you to run Lean Six Sigma projects, and yes, I will be giving elements for free. For example, the project template for yellow belts. Okay, if you are in our email list, probably you already got. Okay, it's a PDF file. It's a template to help you, to guide you to run your project, a Lean Six Sigma project. At this point, a yellow belt project that we call, let's say, a medium complexity project, okay, or a project to solve a problem with medium complexity, yeah. And if you are not in our email list, please check your spam folder as well. If you are not, at some point here in few minutes, you'll be getting the PDF file, okay, in our WhatsApp groups as well, ok? Or, Carlão, se você quiser colocar aquele link aqui também, if you can share the link here with my amazing students, that would be incredible, okay? So once again, our objective in this workshop is to make you feel inspired, you know, to run Lean Six Sigma projects. And yes, I hope at the end of this 1 hour conversation, you can use the template that I have shared with you, and you can start practicing, you know, yeah? So let me know if this is clear on a scale from 0 to 10. How clear is that, our main objective? I want you guys to run projects. Even if we are talking a super manageable scope in a very small business, just one CTQ, you know, I want you to run real projects. I'll say that again. I want you to run real Lean Six Sigma projects. Because then, when you live this entire cycle, And by the way, when I talk about a cycle, I'm talking about 5 letters. Who remembers? And that's why I need certified white belts here. Yeah, so you know what's the importance of a variation reduction, waste reduction. Yeah. So, and I think we have 5 steps. Who remembers? The 5 steps. Type here for me. Yes, beautiful. The make. Yeah. So how to run a DMake project. Yeah. And when you run a DMake project, and again, even if the complexity of the problem is not very high, it's what we are calling medium complexity, there is something magical that happens, because a lot of things start to click, and then you fully internalize like the importance of, for example, root cause analysis, the importance of operating in what we call impact effort matrix, yeah, the importance of having a good project charter, yeah. Beautiful. Yes. Are we good? Are we good? Is that clear? Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Wonderful. So, and again, I know maybe this is too obvious for you, but let me reinforce that. Why do I want you to run Lean Six Sigma project? Because Lean Six Sigma is extremely valued by companies. Yes, I've showed you, but just a quick reminder. Remember that? Remember that we had we can have, um, we can have, for example, Novelis. Yeah, it's a very important company. Aluminum rolling. Yes, and we can have, for example, Heineken. Yes, another company requesting professionals that know about Lean Six Sigma. Yeah, wonderful. Does it make sense? Please type here for me if you have any questions so far. All questions are welcomed. All questions are welcomed. Okay? Please type here for me if you have any questions. While I just put here 1 second. 1 second. It's interesting because I have just updated OBS, so every time that I do that, I need to reset the window. So just oops, I think here, 1 second, guys. 1 second. Yeah. Please let me know if you guys can see my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Yeah. Perfect. Just 1 second. now it's properly working. Let me see here. Yeah. So thank you so much. So remember, we have, for example, Novelis, yes, aluminum rolling, asking for, professionals that know about Lean Six Sigma. And then we have Heineken. And then we have, for example, General Mills, yes. And then we have, for example, Portobello Construction. Yeah, so all of these with the objective of making you, yeah, even more motivated to know about that. Yeah, to know about how to run a Lean Six Sigma project. So now, my plan with you is to go ahead, open up your PDF file. So if you have the PDF file, type here for me, yes, I have. So if you have the PDF file, type here for me, yes, Marcelinho, I have the PDF file. Okay? And I'll go little by little, explaining the main objectives. So please, if you don't have the PDF file, check your WhatsApp group, our WhatsApp group, okay? And also check your email, including the spam folder, okay? The spam folder. And then let me see if... One second, guys, 1 second. Let's do this. We will make it, okay? We will make it. Just be a little bit patient, okay? Because in this case, I truly need to share my screen with you, okay? Truly need to share my screen with you. So perfect, excellent, wonderful. Let me just double check here in the window. Yeah, so you guys can see perfectly. Excellent. So once again, now let's have fun. Okay? I'll go little by little and walk you through this template that has as main objective to motivate you to run projects, okay? So take a look here. We have 15 steps, okay? We have 15 steps. So instead of simply going through define, measure, analyze, improve, and control, differently from white belt, now for each step of the DMAIC framework, yes, we will be talking about three micro steps, okay? By the way, let me share with you guys. I think I can share. Carlão, sabe aquele link? I believe we can share with you here in YouTube, so you can... I'm gonna ask Carlão, because now it's very important that as many people as possible have the link. Because if you don't have the link, then it will be very difficult for you to run projects, you know. So, and I want you to run projects. So let me just quickly go here to the email. Yeah, very quick. And then I'm gonna take the link. There is a link that I believe if I post here, you will be able to download the file, okay? So just a second. Yes, so that's the link. So project download Download project template. Boom. Pin message. Okay, so if you did not receive via WhatsApp nor via WhatsApp or email, please use the link that I have just pinned. So see, there is a blue bar, download. When you click there, boom, if you go ahead, yes, you have the template. Yeah, so my pleasure. So see, we have for each phase of the make, we have 3 sub-steps. So my question for you is, are you prepared to talk about these 15 sub-steps now? Yes or not? Type here for me on a scale from 0 to 100, how excited are you to deep dive in these 15 sub-steps? Yeah? Wonderful, excellent. Yes, download it. It's a very valuable document. Okay, perfect, excellent, wonderful. So let's go there. Let's go step by step. Yeah, I need to understand first of all the famous VOC. So listening to the VOC is the very first step, extremely important. So before running your Lean Six Sigma project, you need first of all to identify who is your customer. So are we talking about reducing the delivery time of cheese bread for all customers, or only for customers during the morning shift, or only for customers that are asking, or only for students, or only for senior people? You need to segment. First of all, you need to segment your different customers and select the customers that you will be focusing. The general recommendation is focus on the customers that are more critical. And by critical, I understand where you are losing more revenue. Does it make sense? Yeah? Does it make sense? So again, when you want to start your Lean Six Sigma project, before talking about root cause analysis, before talking about statistical analysis, before talking about, writing down your project charter, your problem statement, no. Who is my final customer? And see, even if you have a direct internal customer, you need to think of your final customer. Yeah? Does it make sense? So after you select your customer segment, you need to go and listen to the voice of the customer. And I strongly recommend, here we don't have a test, we don't have like a certification test, yeah, but I do strongly recommend you to take notes, because you can apply again using your template in your real life projects. Yes. See, do you think all voices, so after you get your customer segment, yeah, do you think all voices are spoken? Do you think when we are talking about customer needs, they express, they verbalize 100% of their needs? Yes or not? What do you think? Yes or not? Type here for me. Yes or not? No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So for example, when I have a phone, yeah, and I go to buy a phone, few things I do say, I do spoke. I want a phone by this size, this model, with this memory, this color, blue or I don't know, red or green, but I do not say things like, oh, I want a phone that when I turn it on, it does not explode. You don't say that. Please, can I have a phone that when I turn it on, it does not explode? I don't say that, but I do want that. So please, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about voice of the customer, write down the things that customers spoke and things that customer did not speak. For example, safety needs. Safety needs. Customers must feel safe. Yeah? And this is also valid on the other extreme, like amazing things, that customers would not say. For example, there is a guitar tuner, here on my cell phone. I would never expect that. I did not, buy a phone expecting to have a guitar tuner, there. So again, when you go to listen to the voice of the customer as part of define phase, you need to consider spoken and unspoken voice of the customer. Write down that. Spoken and unspoken voice of the customer. Type here on a scale from 1 to 100, how clear is that for you? Yeah, how clear is that for you? Yeah, wonderful, excellent. After that, you will be creating a project charter, and here you know that in project charter you have the pyramid structure from the white belt, yes, but then the difference now is that I need you to talk about goal statement, so not only about problem statement. Running a yellow belt project, you need to know how to state your goal, and to state a goal you must have something that we call CTQ. What is a CTQ? CTQ stands for critical to quality, but it's pretty much a measurable translation of your problem. The cheese bread is taking too long. Okay, what's the CTQ? The CTQ is cheese bread delivery time. It's the measurable translation of your problem. How do you measure, How can you quantify your problem? Okay, I need to know. How big is my problem? What's the size of the problem? And we call this a CTQ. CTQ is a variable, it's a variable that will translate the size of your problem. Okay, there are way too many broken phones. Way too many. How can I measure that? 4.5% of the phones are broken. Okay, so the percentage of broken phones is the CTQ associated to my problem. Yeah? And then for that, you need to define a SMART goal, and your goal must be specific. I am talking about cheese bread Stuffed with caramel, for example. Okay, very specific. Only for that production unit. Is it measurable? Yes, delivery time, very much measurable. Achievable, we want to reduce from 9 minutes to 7 minutes. Okay, it's achievable. I want to reduce from 50 minutes to 30 seconds. I don't know if this is achievable. Yeah, and achievability has to do with motivation of the team. When you set a target that's not very much achievable, yeah, you compromise the motivation of the team. It must be relevant, and relevant means relevant means dollars, 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 yeah? And time bound. You must finish your project. Normally, the general recommendation is 6 months, but Marcelinho's recommendation for you is 3 months. 3 months. Okay? Does it make sense? How is the pace? Too fast? Too slow? How is the pace? Yeah, so we are right now on define phase, and I'm talking more things than in white belt. Now I'm talking about, on top of finding your customer, you need to segment your customer, you need to listen to the voice that is spoken, yeah, and you need to identify somehow the unspoken voice of the customer. Observation, research, indirect observation, observing the competitors, yeah. Perfect. Then you need to translate the problem that came from the customer into something measurable. We call this CTQ, critical to quality. Perfect. Then I move to my project charter. Project charter. Then I have problem statement, and now I have goal statement. And my goal must be smart. My goal must be smart. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant or result oriented, and time bound. Yeah? Time bound. If your goal is not smart, you are increasing the risk of your project significantly. So please do not get started in your project like, let's go to a process and then we find what we need to improve there, okay? This is a very common mistake. Don't do that. You can go to the process walk, the process Gemba walk, but after that, you set the scope of your project very well. Crystal clear. I'll say that again. Ladies and gentlemen, set the scope of your project crystal clear. Crystal clear. Because it has to do with expectation management. You'll be managing the expectation of different stakeholders. So please don't play with that. Make your goal extremely specific. I'm gonna solve the problems of quality related to the pencil. So I'll not focus on any problems related to the pen. For example. So it's clear to everybody. It's cheese bread, it's not stuffed cheese bread. It's not hot dog. It's not cupcake. It's cheese bread, that's it. Yeah? Are we on the same page? Patricia, why 3 months? Why 3 months? Because nowadays things change very fast. Very fast. I know that there are sectors and sectors. For example, let's say the classic sectors like automotive, aerospace, aviation, mining sector, maybe even food, agriculture. The cycles are kind of longer, So let's say the chances that a process simply disappears, the chances are not very high. Yeah, but cycles are getting shorter and shorter. Does it make sense or not? Type here for me. Cycles in general, product life cycles, and as a consequence, processes life cycle, industries life cycle, sectors life cycle, job life cycle, they are getting shorter and shorter. On top of that, it's a fact that 3 months is way easier to manage in terms of stakeholder expectations than 6 months. When you get 6 months, it's harder to get like their support for this period of time. Another thing is you will need a team, Patricia. You need a team to support you to run this project, and to keep the momentum of the team for 6 months is way more challenging than for 3 months. Okay, so my recommendation and the recommendation from many experts is definitely to reduce from 6 to 3 months. Again, it depends on sector to sector, yeah, but my message is try to keep it as short as possible. Yeah, beautiful. Type here for me on a scale from 0 to 10. How clear is that? Yeah, how clear is that? Perfect. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, and then the last sub-step of define phase is map current process. Okay, map current process. So in order to map current process, you need to go to Gemba. You need to go to Gemba. Yeah, you need to go to Gemba. And what is to go to Gemba? You will not map your process simply on a meeting room. You need to definitely go and touch and smell the process, okay? And then you will be capturing what we call as is. So my recommendation here, yeah, to map current processes, my recommendation is take a picture of the as is. Because normally when we are mapping a process, we tend to document our desired state. Yes or not? Type here for me. We tend to represent, to document, the desired process, the desired process. This is a very common mistake. If you have never conducted a Lean Six Sigma project or an improvement project, probably it's hard to visualize that. But trust me. It's like when you ask, I don't know if this is a good example. But maybe it's powerful. I will not ask if you go to a therapist. Yeah, I do strongly recommend that all of us we find a good therapist. It's important, in my humble opinion. Yeah. But if you know this process, if you have or if you had a good therapist, you know that when the therapist starts asking you questions, you tend to describe your life hiding what they call stinky fish. Kind of we naturally hide the parts of the process that you don't like a lot. It's natural. It's human being. It's part of our nature. And we need to fight that. We need to find that. Because if I broke my leg playing soccer, when I see the x-ray, the fracture must be there. Must be there. Why? Type here for me. Why do we need to highlight the fragilities of our current process? Why do we need to expose respectfully, why do we need to expose, to highlight the fragilities of our processes? Why? Why? To see what we need to fix, what needs to be focused on, what's not working, Johan. Yeah? To get the correct solution. So, see, this is a continuous improvement project. So if we don't see the fragilities, I mean, we are reducing the potential impact of our project. I'll say that again. If we don't see the fragility or the fragilities, if we don't highlight, if we don't flag the fragilities, I mean, we are directly reducing, the potential positive impact of our project. So it's interesting because define phase is full of hard to digest conversations, not so comfortable things to do, Define phase is full of that. But it's better to have these hard to digest conversations, to create these kind of uncomfortable situations now, versus close your eyes to these things, and then at the end of your project you have a project that is what they call toothless. Like, your project bites, but there is no effect, like the real effect. And it has to do with your credibility. I saw someone asking, why do relevance of your project is connected to dollars? This is white belt content. In our white belt content, I talked to you about this. It's the base of the pyramid structure. If you don't have hard dollars attached to the potential solution to the potential positive effects of your project, I mean, the stakeholders, the senior leadership will put, in terms of priority, will reduce the priority of your project. This is not academy, this is not university. I am a professor. I have one leg at the university. I have one leg there. I love to research, I love to publish papers. I am a reviewer of many journals in Europe, many journals, Total Quality Management. I am a reviewer of the International Lean Six Sigma Journal from Gijo Anthony. I had a chance to review papers for IEEE. But here it's different. Here we are talking about corporate. Here we are talking about business. Here we are talking about, bottom line effect. For you to be valued, you need to bring dollars to the table, short term or long term. So we are talking about real cost reduction. We are talking real and sustainable cost reduction, respecting people. We are talking about real revenue generation because of quality improvement, for example. Yeah, so it's real dollars. So it must be in your project chart. Yeah, does it make sense? So again, define phase. Did you guys enjoy that? Yeah, did you guys enjoy that? Are you guys enjoying it so far? So let's move to measure phase. Just give me 10 seconds. I'll bring some water. I'll take some water. SciPoc is a high-level process mapping tool that I will not be covering here today, but it's part of our Yellow Belt program, okay? SciPoc stands for Supplier Input, Process, Output, and Customer. It's a high-level process mapping because when we talk about process mapping, we have basically four steps or four levels. What we call L1, that is very high-level helicopter view SciPoc. It's pretty much to check the boundaries, and it's a high-level picture. Yeah. Then you have L2, level 2, that is high-level VSM, value stream mapping. Then you have L3, that is detailed VSM. And then you have L4, that they call detailed PMAP. Some authors call atomic process mapping at atomic level, So it's really task. And then the recommendation is that you have around 50 steps in terms of granularity per process. Yeah? Perfect. Yeah. Let me see. I can. Okay. So let me just adjust one thing here. Yeah. Perfect. So now let's talk about measure phase. Yeah. So measure phase. Yeah. Measure phase. Yeah. No, project charter. Project charter is the document. It's your project contract. Yeah, it's a contract that you need to have at the very beginning of your project, so you guarantee that everybody's on the same page. Yeah. Okay. So now let's talk about measure phase. Okay, so measure phase, this is very interesting. First of all, we need to investigate the measurement systems. Yeah, measurement systems. So measurement system, this is a very beautiful conversation. If I ask you here, how many letter A's you see in this screen, do you think everybody would say the same number of A's? Yes or not? Type here for me. Yes or not? Yes or not? Do you think everybody would say like the very same number of A's? No. So when I have different measurement systems, a person with some sort of equipment, or just different equipments with the same person, I will have some variation, and we have variation within the same system. We call this repeatability error. And when we are talking about different people or different systems, we say reproducibility error. So here it's pretty much a conversation to let you all aware that all measurement systems have some level of error. All measurement systems. In terms of precision, in terms of accuracy. There are other dimensions, linearity, stability, granularity, but I don't want to take deep dive into the technicalities, but I just want to let you know that all measurement systems, they have error. So they add variation when we plot when we plot a control chart, as I plotted on white belt, remember? Pum, 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 or for you guys, something like that. Part of this variation is because the process varies, but part of this variation is because my measurement system varies. So you need to separate and understand what's the influence of your measurement system error in the observed variation. Does it make sense? So again, at this point, I just want to let you guys know that we have these. As you know, we do have like our yellow belt program, our green belt program, where I teach how to run a measurement system analysis in details, step by step. But in this conversation that we are having here, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, I just want to touch your heart in a way that now you know that all measurement systems are wrong. And then the thing is, you need to know how wrong they are. How wrong they are, you know? So there are limitations here. There are limitations on timers. There are limitations on scales, you know? Yeah? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I can give you an example of measurement system error. So let's suppose if I ask a person, you know, to measure the dimension of this cell phone here, you know, I can see here 16.3 centimeters. Yeah. If I ask anyone else to measure with the same instrument, the same part, do you think the value would be exactly the same? I don't know. There is a chance that no, you know? So the main thing that I want to say here is you need to investigate your measurement system. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Yeah? And I see that many people are asking here about the yellow belt, the green belt. At the end of this session, I will be talking about yellow and green. Yeah? And yes, you will have there will be a very special offer. Okay? Very special offer at the end of this session. So please stay here with me, stay tuned, and I'll be giving all the details in case you want to know more about that. Okay, so see, a control chart from white belt, so I'll not be talking about this again. And then we need to run something that we call capability analysis. And for capability analysis, I want to quickly run an example here for you, okay? For capability analysis. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. So capability analysis, again, control charts, with control charts, we'll be observing the data plotted, you know, over time. For capability analysis, you will not be seeing the data, you know, plotted over time, but you will be able to check how is your process positioned in comparison to the specification limits. Okay, so let me see if I can put here for you. 1 second. Let me put here. Uh, so let me know if you guys can see my Minitab. Yeah, I'm gonna put here some data, so just you can just to have a flavor of what is a capability analysis. Okay, it's very simple. Just for you to have an initial idea, and once again, um, you have a chance to learn how to do this in our yellow and green belt courses. Okay, so a capability analysis is pretty much and I think I can copy this to our file. Second. Yeah, let me see if I can copy this to our file, and so you can have a sense of what is a capability analysis. Yeah, so please let me know if you can see. It's a what we call this a histogram. Yeah, a histogram. So I hope you can see that my process, this is my process. So see, there is some variation associated to that. Yeah, and I have my specification limits. Yeah, so this is very important, very much important when we are talking about measure phase, because then I can check if my car is within the garage. I'll say that again. Please, on measure phase, you need to check if your car is within the garage. So what do I mean by that? You need to see if your process is operating within the specification limits. Yeah? Because if your process is operating within the specification limits, you have very likely what we call a capable process. You have a capable process, but we need to check that. So let me know, out of the 15 sub steps, we have talked about listening to the voice of the customer, creating a project chart, mapping out the process, checking if your measurement system is robust or not, checking stability, control chart, and capability. Well, after that, what can we do? After that, we need to identify potential causes, prioritize potential causes, and validate root cause. I had a chance to speak a little bit about that during our white belt session, and I want to talk about these 3 steps here, in order to guarantee that you understand the importance of steps 7, 8, and 9. Identify potential causes. Who remembers? Type here for me. How do we identify potential causes? Type here for me. How do we identify potential causes? Type here for me. Listen to the process owners. Okay, Peter. 6 M's. Okay, Charles, 6 M's. It's good to classify your potential causes. We listen to Gemba. We go to Gemba. We observe. Yeah, Ludovic. Yeah, Samuel. Yeah, some people said stats and data. Okay. So let me separate the things here. Analyze phase, it's all about root causes. Now we have 3 sub-steps, sub-steps 7, 8, and 9. Identify potential causes is pure gamble walk. It's 100% gamble walk. I'll say that again. Identify potential causes is pure gamble walk. 100% gamble walk. It's walking the process, observing, talking to people. At this point, very minimal data analysis, very minimal. Then you have sub-step 8, prioritize potential causes. It's still talking to people, because after you have a list, it's a list, you write down potential causes. After you have this list, you need to eliminate few potential causes. So you have another list that is shrink down, it's a shorter list, and then you need to, you call these the most critical potential causes. And after that, you need to validate each of them. Then we are talking about statistics. So statistics comes at the very end on sub-step number 9. Please let me know if this is clear. I'll say that again. Identify potential causes, prioritize potential causes. This is qualitatively. This is gamble walk. This is talking to people. This is observing, the processes. And then to validate, you need statistics. Yeah? And then to validate, you need things, for example, 2 sample T and 2 proportions. These are 2 hypothesis tests that we do explain in our yellow and in our green belt trainings. Okay, guys, I know that in our conversation I have just 1 hour, 1.5 hours, max 90 minutes with you, so it's a kind of a high level conversation. I hope this is inspiring you to run projects, to deep dive in this world. Are you guys enjoying it so far? Type here for me. Do you think this is valuable? This is valuable. Are you guys enjoying it? I am walking you through our template, so you have, a sense of the power of this roadmap. Yeah? Wonderful. Excellent. I'm glad to know that. I see so many yeses that I think we should spend like maybe 1 minute just for a part of a song. Do you guys agree or not? I think we should spend like 1 minute, just 1 minute to sing, like, just before we go to improve phase. Yeah, should we go? Yeah, I see samba. Yeah. Bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba, samba. Bota a sandália de prata e vem pro samba. Samba. Okay, you guys tell me. Define, measure, analyze. What comes after analyze phase? What comes after analyze phase? Type here for me. What comes after analyze phase? Thank you, Evans. Evans Kumado, thank you. Thank you, and Geno. So see, it's very, 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 very interesting that we come back to some sort of divergence and convergence, because we'll be identifying potential solutions and then defining and executing an action plan. So let me talk about 10 and 11, sub-steps 10 and 11, okay? And we are almost coming to an end here, okay? At the end of analyze phase, you have a shorter list of causes that were validated, root causes that were validated, okay? That were validated. So, in case you want to really solve your problem, you need to address each root causes. So for each root cause, you will diverge and create potential solutions. With whom? With people that are involved in the processes. So you'll be diverging, you'll be populating potential solutions with people that are involved in the processes, okay? So we call this sub-step 10, that is identify potential solutions. After that, you need to prioritize again. So see, we are diverging and converging again. And in order to prioritize, my recommendation is to use the famous impact effort matrix and focus on the solutions that are here. Low effort, high impact. And by the way, this is a very powerful tool, very simple and powerful tool. Impact effort matrix, very simple and powerful tool. My recommendation is to run away from solutions that are low impact. For high impact solutions, focus first of all on the low effort, like the solutions that you don't need a lot of resource, that you don't need like a lot of time, you don't need a lot of money. And for the solutions that are high effort, you can phase, you can break them down and implement little by little, yeah? So after that, you have an action plan to execute, yeah? So see, again, can you feel the flow? Can you feel the flow? Can you feel the flow, yes or not? Can you feel the flow tonight? Come on, everybody. It's the make. Come on, everybody. Can you feel the flow? Listen to the voice of the customer. Identify customer segments. Listen to the voice of the customer. Spoken and unspoken voice of the customers. Write down a good project charter, project contract. Now with problem statement and goal statement. Map your process, but map with the heart of finding problems, finding fragilities. So the S is process map. Then measure phase. Talk about measurement system analysis, check stability and capability. Now, root cause analysis, diverge, go to Gemba, diverge on the potential causes, converge on the most critical potential causes, and validate with data, root cause. Now, with the root causes, yeah, you will diverge again on potential solutions for each root cause. Then you converge again, impact effort matrix, you know. If you feel that with this content, your mind is on a positive way, is exploding of ideas, and your desire to run projects is also exploding, type here for me, Marcelo, I'm happy. I'm happy. Type here for me if you feel happy, because you know you are learning new things and you are feeling even more motivated to run projects, yeah? Type here for me. Wonderful. And then after you execute your action plan, it's time to validate your process improvement. The process improvement validation is pretty much what we did in white belt. Who remembers the control chart with before and after? Remembers that? The before was here, and then after the time has reduced, the variation has reduced. Remember, we call this the process improvement validation. On top of the control chart, we have to validate capability improvement and also check if the improvement was statistically significant. Okay? Yeah, beautiful, excellent, wonderful. And then now that you have validated, now you know that your process has improved, you've reached the final phase, that is control phase. And in control phase, we need to guarantee that we'll be maintaining the positive results. And then we need to have a control plan, we need to transfer to process owner, and we need to celebrate. Okay? So what is a control plan? When I find out that the quality of the water is a function of the temperature of the water, so if the temperature is okay, now I am controlling an X, the temperature. I'm not controlling the quality. Remember what Denning said? We do not control effect, we control causes. So now I need to control the temperature there in my freezer. I do not control quality. Quality is an effect, is a consequence. So now you need to build a plan to control the most critical axis. Does it make sense or not? Estou feliz. Thank you, Kupanaida. I love that. Yeah? Does it make sense? So control plan has to do with controlling your vital fuel axis. Yeah? And after that, you'll be transferring the process to the process owner. So for example, you had a chance to run a project in my company, for example. At the end, you'll be transferring the improved process to me. And it is so important to celebrate. It is so important to celebrate. You need to recognize your people. You need to recognize your people. You need to celebrate. You need to guarantee that people feel valued because they did what they do. I hope when we celebrated, for example, your white belt certification, you felt valued, because it's extremely important. Okay, extremely important. We do not control the effect. For example, Udrili, we do not control that. For example, I cannot control. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's suppose I am playing that song from Queen, Love of My Life. Remember that? Here, there is a thing in terms of interpretation, that is this high note here, 2 notes in fact. The recommendation, just to you can feel the song much better, the recommendation is that the volume is different. So I cannot play flat like this, for example. I mean, it seems it's lacking emotion, right? So this note here must be with a different volume. For example, so you feel like love of my, where are you, love of my life, you've hurt me, like you can feel the pain, yeah, versus. But if I want to have this kind of effect, I cannot control the sound. I cannot control the sound. I need to focus where? Where should I focus? I should focus on my right hand. So the focus is here, not in the sound. Sound is a consequence, is an effect. I need to control here. What am I doing? What am I doing here on my right hand to promote that kind of effect? See? And many times we are focused on the effect. And what's the problem of that? The problem is that we do not promote sustainable solutions. We do not promote a result that is sustainable. And many times we cannot even because let's suppose, what would be an example of focusing on the effect? The person is playing like flat, and then when it comes to this note, you create a distance. For example, now you are trying to control the effect. You are trying to control the sound, But no, you should control what? You should control the factor, the X, the vital few factors. It's not about the quality of the cheese bread. Now we know that it's about controlling the temperature of the oven, the time in the oven. So you are being more proactive. You are anticipating. You are managing. Management has to do with controlling, predictability. So I know that if I touch here kind of differently, the way I attack the chords, the way is different. I know that if I attack smoothly, different softly, I will have this effect, Another thing is, if I want a more aggressive sound, more Spanish, I need to play out of this hole here. See, more to my right. So I am changing the position of my right hand, and the effect in the sound is more Spanish. And if I want something kind of more not as metallic as that, like more soft, See, it's another instrument. Again. Then the position of my right hand is here on top of the hole. Different if I play like this. This is my Spanish love of my life. See? Verses. So in my control plan, I will add what? I want a more smoothly sound? No. In my control plan, I would add check if Marcelo's right hand is on top of the hole. Because if Marcelo's right hand is positioned like this, the consequence, the Y, the CTQ, the effect will be quality, high quality. See? Yeah? How did you guys enjoy that? Did you enjoy the 15 sub steps? Did you guys enjoy the free project template? Did you guys enjoy this quick, walkthrough that I have promoted here? Thank you so very much. I think you guys noticed that we just updated the OBS. That is the software that we use to broadcast for you guys. And then many things have changed here in terms of screen sharing. Thank you so much for your patience and for staying here with us. Thank you so very much. I hope this content was helpful for you. Yeah, and as I've mentioned before, is there anyone interested in becoming a green belt or a yellow belt? Type here for me if you are interested in becoming a yellow belt, so you can have like 20 hours, 10 hours of sessions plus 10 hours of practice in how to deep dive in this template that I have presented, because this template is the yellow belt template. So type here YB if you want to be a yellow belt, or GB if you want to be a green belt. Green belt comes with yellow belt included. Yeah, so type here yellow belt and type here green belt if you want. Yeah, if you have already registered for green belt, that's amazing. That's wonderful. You will find the yellow belt training at the end of the green belt modules, okay, with this template and everything. So now I want to check if you want to become a certified green belt, because that link GB plus yellow belt was reactivated, okay? So you can use, the investment is 397, okay? So 397 in case you want to become. So registration for GB that comes with yellow belt is 397, and we have just reactivated that, okay? So you can just go ahead. It's the same link that you have in your WhatsApp group, but the news that I have here for you now is we will be opening up. Yeah, we will be opening up. 1 second, let me just try something different here. We'll be opening up for yellow belt too, okay? So in case you want to become a certified yellow belt, there is a very special offer for a limited time, okay? That is, so let me see if, so now it's working. Pin the message. This is for green belt, okay? In case you want to become a green belt with yellow belt included. In case you want to become just a yellow belt, our yellow belt, the investment is 150. And in the next 24 hours, you can sign up for $97. Only yellow, $97, or 10 installments of $12.4. $12.4 per month, okay? 10 installments. So please, this is a very special offer, valid for 24 hours only, okay? So if you want to become a certified yellow belt, you can come to this website here, and register for a very short period of time, okay, very short period of time, for an amazing, I do consider an amazing offer, you know. Replace pinned. Yeah, so this is what is pinned now, is the yellow belt, and I would be happy to take as many questions as you guys want, okay? Yeah, GB and yellow belt I have reactivated for a short period of time, $397, or 12 installments of $45 if I'm not wrong, okay? Only yellow belt is $150, but in the next 24 hours you can sign up for $97, okay? Or 10 installments of $12.4, $13, let's say, you know. Okay, no, Friday, then you can sign up for yellow. You can sign up for yellow, but at the full price, okay, $150. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. South Africa time, it turns into $150, okay? Yes, but I am in South Africa. We just resumed our university, and I did talk to my... Yeah, so it's the options are really... I don't know all of them from the top of my mind, but I know there is credit card and PayPal, basically that. I already signed up previously to yellow belt and green belt. That's amazing, Scarlett. So you are good. Could someone help a brother? Yeah, wonderful questions. All questions are welcomed. All questions are welcomed. Please let me know. You will get very soon via email as well, like the link to the yellow belt, okay? But please let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll be happy to help you. I'll be happy to help you. All questions are welcomed. Yeah? Black belt will be in February. For how long will the green belt link to be open for? I know that for sure until Friday. I don't know after that, okay? Yeah, no, the yellow and green belt, they are self-paced, so you can start at any time, okay? Wonderful. No, any cheese bread with that? Yeah, if you guys come to Brazil, I mean, you guys will have cheese bread for sure, for sure. How many tries for the exams? Unlimited attempts, unlimited. Yeah. How much is the fee for GB and yellow belt? GB and yellow belt, $397. $397. No. The discount is only for yellow belts, okay? Pode mandar, Carlão. How do I apply Lean Six Sigma? Yeah, the Q&A sessions we run via Zoom. No, white belt is not available anymore, okay? Guys, thank you so very much for joining me in this session. I truly appreciate. I am looking forward to seeing you as a green belt or as a yellow belt, okay? And let's stay tuned. Thank you so very much. Bye bye, guys.